Hello again. Today is a very special day as we introduce the hashtag Everyone Can Trade Indiegogo Campaign team. So first of all, I want to introduce Alex Sadowski, who is a mathematician and an analyst, and he has taken my indicators that are already available for TradingView.com. You can see them on this chart here, and we're first of all improving them, making it a better interface with improved features. And then additionally, we're going to be converting them to MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, and hopefully eventually to NinjaTrader. The other member I'm proud to introduce is Marie Feldberg, who is a psychologist and an educator, and she, as a result of the backing for this campaign, will also be developing a course as a psychology of trading course. And I think it is very important to have that type of education. And of course, this is me myself, Alexander Berger, analyst, trader, and educator, and you probably have heard my voice many times over the years. So I wanted to show a MetaTrader 4 prototype product, and here it is. You can see the same lines, but on the MetaTrader interface. Alex Sadowski has been able to convert them, and we're hoping to offer this for use to the subscribers very shortly. So please sign up for our mailing list on MasterChartsTrading.com, and then you will get hopefully an early access once a prototype product is available for download. So again, thank you for supporting our campaign, and sign up for our mailing list at MasterChartsTrading.com. Alright, this is MasterChartsTrading.com market recap of Friday, February 22nd, 2019. As I said already, Indiegogo campaign is starting soon. Sign up for our mailing list. MetaTrader 4 indicators are coming soon. Hit the like button and subscribe to this channel as well. Stocks continue higher. We'll look at stock S&P 500 and Dow Jones. And Dow Jones actually is stronger than S&P 500 and it's approaching fresh highs. We'll look at also some of the foreign markets, the Brazil, Europe, Japan, emerging markets. We'll look at a trade example, Merck. It's a very interesting, pretty straightforward actually kind of trade. Look at the bonds, the junk bonds, and the investment grade kind. We'll look at oil, natural gas, gold, dollar, and we'll finish off with crypto review. All right, so S&P 500 futures, just a really enormous move from the lows here in December, and it felt like the world was coming to an end. Now, here in early January 2019, I was looking at this price action. And talking about this price action around this red indicator line. You can find out more about them at MasterCharts Trading. But I was just looking at this price action. I did not find it bearish, so I sent no alerts to my subscribers. Neither did I open any short positions in January here. Then come February and I see a breakout, and I have no problem trading one way or the other. So this is called flexibility, and we're looking for basically just finding the direction. In this case, the direction right this instant is up. I think the direction is going to be up until we close below yellow line. For stocks, I use the yellow line. For Forex, I use the red line because Forex is a little bit more volatile. So for stocks, I use the yellow line. So we have plenty of room to maneuver here. And when I'm buying, for example, when I'm trading stocks, I'm buying them with a relatively wide stop so that I don't have to constantly get stopped out. So S&P 500 seems to be in an uptrend, and we are acting accordingly. Here is S&P 500 ETF SPY, and this is an actual alert to my subscribers. So this is looking pretty good. Stocks are breaking higher. Dow Jones, in fact, you can see it touched the green line right there, and this is, a strong move. The new highs are not that far off. The new highs are just barely that far off, so we can easily see fresh highs here. I mean, it's a pretty unusual behavior to have a drop of this magnitude and just never retest that low and just continued higher. But it happens, you know. Here are the European equities, VGK. Again, you can see the price action here a few weeks ago. I'm going to zoom in on the price action. Right there on the 7th of February, you can see first a close above the red line. You can find out more about them at MasterCharts Trading about these lines. And then a close below the red line right there. So this is, for me, would have been a good sign to go ahead and start selling or shorting here. But I just didn't feel like there was enough bearishness elsewhere, so I did absolutely nothing. And now looks like we're getting close to a potential breakout, actually. So let's just wait with any shorts, I guess. Here the emerging market, same thing, kind of wants, I think it wants to go higher. And Japanese markets also, I mean, these guys were the strongest hit here by selling in early February, but even that, you know, the down move is so muted. That's why I'm just not a big fan of shorting equity. Right now, it looks like it wants to go higher, and I think the rest of the markets will follow S&P 500 higher. I want to show a couple of, or rather, an example of very strong market, and this is Brazil. And notice it actually broke out here in November versus S&P 500, when in November the behavior of S&P 500 was nothing of close to a breakout. You can see resistance, resistance, and then a sell-off. EWZ, the Brazil, you can see that this breakout, but then the sell-off was relatively muted, and then eventually right there on the 4th of January of this year we see a breakout, and this is an actual alert to my subscribers as well. So overall, Brazil seems like a very strong market, and I would look to enter on the long side into this ETF. So this is a introduction to how to trade with my indicators. You can find out more about the indicators at MasterChartsTrading.com. And of course the indicators are these MasterCharts Trading long and short indicators. So if you look at this chart, and this is a actual chart of Merck on a daily time frame, you can see that this is just a very kind of messy chart, and it's really difficult to wrap your mind around it. Where do we sell? Where do we buy? Do we want to buy? Do we want to short? What do we want to do in this chart? So it was the same thing for me. I really couldn't wrap my mind around it. So over the years I developed my own trading indicators, and I'm going to be turning them on right now. So I'm going to turn on the indicators right there. So now you have the long and the short indicators on your chart. And what are we looking at? We're looking at a kind of just security which has been bouncing around. But you notice that the latest close was below the yellow line and not yet above the blue line. You can see that we saw a low below the yellow, but not yet a close above the blue. So let's advance forward, and we will simply, in a case of stocks, we're simply waiting for a breakout. And there's that breakout. You can see a close above the blue. Then we advance forward. You can see another close above the blue here, and this is actual alert to my subscribers at MasterChartsTrading.com. And you can see that afterwards the price just continued higher, and in fact the overall gain for this trade was quite large. It was over 30%, and the gains are actually continuing up until the chart ends, which is currently. So again, this is a very easy way to visualize price action, and this is the reason why I personally like my own product, is because they're easy to use and very easy to visualize. You can see a close above the blue. That's all. That's when we buy. So this is the kind of thing that I think is very useful for many traders. So sign up at MasterCharts Trading. Alright, let's continue to the junk bonds. So I keep referencing junk bonds as an important part of the market, and the reason being is because of the correlation between the junk bonds and stocks, and the junk bonds and stocks correlate highly to one another. So in fact, we had a breakout here on 30th of January 2019 this year, and I think the junk bonds now are going to continue higher, or at the very least I'm thinking about junk bonds as being in the bull market. And since junk bonds and stocks correlate highly, I think the overall direction of the stock market is also higher. Let's look at the treasuries. Here's TLT. I still have a position myself open, probably, you know, kind of just a choppy sort of grind slightly higher. Other funds, such as short-term funds, you know, they broke out faster. Here's BSV, which is a short-term fund. You can see the breakout earlier here from 31st of December, and then nice move higher. But you know, you have to have a very large account to trade funds such as BSV, because they really don't move as much. TLT is probably the most volatile out there. In fact, it's more volatile than than the stock market itself. So overall, TLT is moving higher. Bonds are also moving higher. You know, together with stocks, does it mean that fear is increasing? Not necessarily. The correlations are not as clear between bonds and stocks. I mean, usually treasuries move opposite to bonds, opposite to stocks, but sometimes they move in lockstep. So it's not as clear cut, shall we say. And here is the actual aggregate bond fund. So overall United States bond market, you know, as early as late January of this year, I changed my allocation in my retirement accounts to 20% bonds, 80% cash, and then of late I actually increased my allocation to stocks as well. So overall, bond market seems to be in a decent shape, and we will just take it day at a time without drawing too many conclusions. All right, let's look at the dollar and the gold. So dollar, I mean, it still seems to be in a bull market. These are close to fresh highs, but I more and more tend to think that perhaps we're seeing a reversal of some sort, and perhaps we will see a move lower for the dollar soon. Difficult to say, but you know, we'll need to look at the components of the dollar especially, and at the MasterChartsTrading.com we do trade forex and various components of the dollar. And the way I'm looking at it right now, there's a possibility of a reversal that is brewing in the dollar market. The reason, again, is because of the behavior of gold. So let's look at gold. Here is actually UUSD. Very nice recent trade, just easy breakout right there on the 3rd of January 2019, and we got a let me see, 4.4% gain already, and also we have a GDX open. I'll show you in a second. But you know, just this pattern, it's a very bullish pattern. I would just be looking to buy this pattern. And what that means is gold is appreciating despite dollar being relatively strong. So I am guessing for now that the gold is correct and dollar will actually continue dropping from here. But I don't have enough, or rather I'll wait with actual trades in the dollar until I see correct conditions. I'm still waiting for the correct conditions to manifest to go ahead and open a short positions in the dollar. So here is GDX, Gold Miners ETF, one of my favorite patterns. I keep showing this pattern where the indicators are coming down and the price is coming up, and we simply buy it around that area for a beautiful move higher to fresh highs actually. fresh highs for the move. So overall, I think gold is headed higher. We're looking to buy. I actually have positioned myself in a gold miner, so I am trading it with my subscribers. Next on the agenda is the oil. I had a short oil open trade. Here I opened the 31st of January. I sold half on the 11th of February, and I closed my positions on the 12th of February. Got stopped out. So overall, it was a profitable trade. Right now, oil is in a place where I would call it overbought. And since it's in a downtrend, overbought means that we're ready to short it, to sell it. But I need to have I want to see a trigger, and I'm waiting for basically a close below 55.31, and then we'll act accordingly. And next is natural gas with a recent trade. We opened on the 16th of January. Enormous move lower in our favor, basically. So if you open a futures position, congratulations, this is a substantial move in your favor. I think right now natural gas will, it looks like it wants to continue lower, but it needs a slight bounce, I think. Maybe it will bounce a little bit to like 2.93 bucks and then continue lower. But overall, I think the direction is to the downside. And let's finish off with Bitcoin. So here's Bitcoin. You can see that price action indicators are meeting the price at the yellow line. If you're an aggressive, trader, then potentially shorting would be an opportunity here. If you are less aggressive, then I would wait personally till we get like 5200 around the red line currently, and then maybe short there. But another possibility is that the price will continue higher above the blue line, and then all of a sudden the whole thing is in the bull market. So we'll need to basically play it by the ear and not get married to any one particular side. A little bit longer review today of the cryptocurrency arena. So here's Ethereum doing the same thing as Bitcoin, approaching the yellow line. I mean, if you're an aggressive trader, then potentially look to short it here. And then finally, Litecoin, I think, is the strongest of them all the way to the red line now, and not that far off from the bullish levels. So if indeed we will get to the bullish levels, which is currently at around $72 or so, then we'll look at Litecoin from a perspective of it being in a bull market. Okay, so please head over to MasterChartsTrading.com, click on alerts and indicators, and sign up for one of our plans. You can see that our plans are very reasonably priced, plus you get a free 30-day trial with all of our plans. And even if you're not ready to yet sign up for one of the paid plans, then you can open a free access Learn to Trade account, and you get to see many videos here in the training library for no charge. I actually used to charge it, but I thought that I would open it up to the general public. So sign up, it's free. And then if you're ready to open start a trial, you can start with alerts and newsletters, and you can also add the price action indicators on TradingView, and I'm referring to these price action indicators. And hopefully very shortly we will be introducing the MetaTrader 4 indicators, and there they are again. I wanted to show you the MetaTrader 4 indicators prototype, and there you can see a buy around the blue line, and then you can see a very nice move higher. So again, sign up at MasterChartsTrading.com. Thanks for watching, and have another great trading week. Bye bye.